Yo, Panda Lunch. Yo, Panda Lunch, man. I was gonna say, man. You know, today's stream, fam. Earlier on the way out. Make sure you save it, fam. Because, like, I don't really have much space on my PC. You get me? So, man, that's one stream I do not want to let go of, yo. You get me, fam? So if you can save that and upload it to your channel, man. You good though, Panda Lunch, man? Man, it was insane, man, that game, fam. Everything is on my second. Yo, salute, man. Yo, salute, fam. I was mentioning it earlier, but I don't think you were in the stream, fam. Yes, dear friends. Yo, Keepo, you guys well, man. Since this is out next week, let me see it.
Mario and friends are back. Party it up in this superstar collection of iconic Mario Party boards and mini games. Mario Party Superstars.
The last Mario Party game was so flop, it's unbelievable. Yo, Jack, you good, fam? Yes, Neg. Yo, Shadow, what's up, man?
Hit the dice block and move from space to space. Whoever collects the most stars
20,000 likes, man. I'm guessing is going in the right direction, right?
Compete in mini games at the end of each turn to win in-game coins, which you can redeem for stars. 5 boards from the Nintendo 64 Mario Party games make their return, and each one is jam-packed with all sorts of zany events.
I think on stream this will be a blast, man.
On Yoshi's Tropical
Yo, Kenny.
Island,
let's go. Yo, Crow, you good?
Swap places with Bowser. Surprise!
You see Ronaldo yesterday, fam?
On Peach's birthday cake, plant some piranha plants to gobble up.
You know the funny thing is, Crow, you know when we were 2-0 down, I was still so sure we were gonna win.
Beware of the Bowser
I just knew it, fam.
Avoid it or say goodbye to all your coins. On Woody Woods, the direction keeps changing. Can you find the right path forward? And on Horrorland, King Boo appears at night. Better hope he steals your opponent's stars and not yours.
This actually might be good, you know.
On top of that, you can enjoy these boards with online play. Compete against your friends or battle it out with players worldwide via random matchmaking. You can also
random matchmaking.
Use stickers to communicate with others. And if you're playing with friends, you can save your progress.
Yo, Arma, salute, man. Yo, Oigel. You good, fam? I don't know how you say your name. Is it Ogil? Ogil. I feel like every time I say it, I butcher it, fam. Oh, Crow, are you telling me, fam?
Mid-game and resume at any time. Pull faces to match the example in facelift. The last one jumping wins in hot jump.
I see this being a blast.
Find an opening and push through the crowd in Pushy Penguins. Goombas galore. Count them all in Goomba spotting, along with free-for-all mini games. There are others where you'll split into teams, work together in 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 1 mini games.
I'll buy this
Enjoy
one.
100 specially curated mini games from across the Mario Party series. Want to just play mini games in a variety of courses?
Yes, I'm here, man. Salute, man. Twisted.
Games. Here's a glimpse at
Yo,
some of the courses.
Oh, man, you good, fam?
Keep up the win streak
More
against your
in
rivals
action
around the
today,
world
yo.
in survival.
It's funny that Aladdin video, fam.
Challenge other players worldwide in mini games that rotate every day in daily challenge. Team up to come out on top in the 2 versus 2 team battle tag match. Or play special mini games you won't find on the boards in sports and puzzles.
Man.
And what's more,
Yo, Bobo Khan, did you what, fam?
Play. Whether
Yes,
you're
baby,
enjoying
man.
the
Walaikum salam,
festivities
fam.
solo,
You
or
are.
it's one great big bash, you're in for a blast from parties past. Mario Party Superstars. Get the party started on October 29th on Nintendo Switch.
October 29th.
Pre-orders are available now
That
on
shit's around the corner,
Nintendo
fam. Is
eShop.
there any more trailers of it, man? Gameplays. Damn.
Mario Party Superstars is a nostalgia trip of iconic boards, bumper balls, and new improvements on the original Nintendo 64 and Nintendo GameCube
It's not
games.
working. What's not working?
I recruited 3 of my colleagues to join me in playing Horrorland, a board from 2000's Mario Party
Man,
2
yo,
on N64.
Meg, man, you know what? Way
it's so
out,
crazy
fam.
seeing Birdo and
That game
Waluigi
blew
walking around
me
this
away,
classic
yo,
board I
fam.
first played 21 years ago.
Honestly, man, that game was fire, man.
Horrorland has a day-night cycle every 2 turns and includes a new transition animation for when the time changes. This board
Man, that
also
game has so
allows
much
Womps
feel
to finally
towards
get a
the
good
end,
night's
man.
rest, and you can't
No
wait
matter
for
what
Womps to
ending
by.
you get.
In 2018 Super Mario Party, you only needed 10 coins for a star, but in Mario Party Superstars, you'll need 20 coins to buy a star. Toadette
Wasn't it always 20 coins to get a star?
has to adjust for inflation after all.
Things about man, I can't feel a good energy from you today, but don't that I've been fam, I'm drained, man. I ate way too much, man. So much shawarma and that earlier, man. You know what I mean? But I said earlier, and I'm gonna try doing a stream where we just like watch stuff, man. Can I actually find my old Game Boy Color? You know, man. Like, key hold on to that. Actually, that'd be worth something. Nintendo DS and Game Advance SP. All have busted shells. I'll probably get replacement shells and fix them back up. Man, I flipping forgot how a Game Boy Color even looks like, man. You know what? You know, if you have the old Game Boy, man, the fat one, the grey one, man. Yo, if anyone has that, hold on to that shit for dear life, man. That shit's gonna be worth something later, man. Yo, Jay, man, yo, I had beer, man, I had that and that, you know, sweet rice, fam, with fries and that, yo. I dived in that, yo.
My absolute favorite new feature of Mario Party Superstars are the stickers. That's right, stickers. Think of it as a quick chat feature while you play on a board. Sure, it's a blast yelling and laughing with your friends in person, but there's something so rewarding about also communicating through what are essentially Nintendo emojis. With just a tap of the control stick, you can send a crying toad saying "Gah!", an angry Goomba that says "Bring it!", or even select your own character yelling in distress, "What?"
You know what I mean, fam?
The best part is that every time you send a sticker, a quick sound effect of the character plays, which makes it even funnier and more engaging than a traditional quick chat.
You know what I mean? Yo, bull chilling, man. Yo, long time, man.
You can send a sticker at any time during anyone's turn, and you can unlock more stickers with collected coins.
Hope you're doing good,
The
man.
sticker, which is very large, by the way,
good,
appears in your corner of the screen next to your player icon, and you can send the same sticker every few seconds as a distraction in hopes that your opponent accidentally selects no thanks when buying a star.
At the end.
I can dream, right?
Where he was on his knees,
Superstars
man.
is the first Mario Party Nintendo Switch game that you can play in handheld mode. 2018 Super Mario Party featured motion controls, so you could never play the game with Joy-Con
even though we were
controllers
2-0 down, I just knew it.
Mario Party Superstars gets rid of that rule, and now every board and minigame can
test
be
is
played
Liverpool
with button
now,
controls,
man.
preserving the experience of the original Mario Party games. You can also now play Mario Party Superstars natively on a Nintendo Switch Lite. No need to pair Joy-Con controllers. And you can finally use your Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Oh, fine.
No more
God,
angrily
fam,
waving
don't
around
have
your
to use
Joy-Con
the
trying
flipping
to throw a basketball
Joy-Cons,
in a cheap
man.
mouth. Okay, we all know boards can get hectic in the last
Them
5
Joy-Cons
turns,
are
but
pain
in
in the
Mario
balls,
Party
man. You couldn't
Superstars,
use the
you can
flipping
add
Pro
turns
controller.
to your existing board game. If you're in last place
Reagent, man,
and you
we'll
can
see,
convince your
man.
friends to give you a chance to catch
But
up,
trust
then
me,
this
you know my
option is
social
for
jobs
you.
on the line.
Press pause and you can add turns at
Yo,
any
man,
time,
United play like
except
Prime
during the
Boss
last
fam,
turn.
I'm
Toad
telling
can
ya.
only do so much. The pause menu also lets you change things like text speed from normal to slow or fast. If you're like me and have played so many Mario Party games, you can now fly through NPC dialogue and get to the minigames even quicker. Other quality of life upgrades include being able to save your board game and pick up where you left off, so feel free to do the 30 turns and play the long game.
I feel like this is Mario Party done,
You
right?
can save up to 10 different board game
Know what I
sessions
mean?
at a time. Once the game is over and the winner is announced, Toad will comment on your specific playstyle with a custom piece of artwork showing every player in the order that they placed. It's so cool, and I took a lot of screenshots using the capture button on the Switch.
I see United winning, man.
Mount Minigames is a new location
Believe
where
it
you'll
or
be
not,
able
man.
to play all 100 minigames immediately in a variety of different modes, including free
do.
play, coin battle, daily challenge, survival, sports and puzzles, trio challenge, and tag match. Of course, the first thing I did was
Yo,
run to
these
free
type of
play and
games
play
are sick.
bumper balls
These
10 times in a
minigames.
row. A cool thing about bumper balls and other specific minigames is that you can actually choose which stage variation to play in. With bumper balls, you can choose between a scary lava-based
No,
stage,
so
a
you can
slippery
choose-
ice-based stage,
No way,
or a
that
rocky
wasn't in other Mario
island-based
Party,
stage.
yo.
Once you're done playing bumper balls, which is impossible,
You could
you
choose
can jump
the
into
level,
Trio
like
Challenge to play all those tricky
the
3 versus
scenario-
1
the
mini games.
scenery.
I love being the solo player and seeing if I'm going to have the mini games advantage or disadvantage. I always have the disadvantage. Mario Party fans old and new will enjoy playing Mario Party Superstars, and this game seems like a love
Nah,
letter
this
to some of the most
defo looks good, man.
iconic boards and mini games from the N64
I've never
and
seen anything
GameCube
on Mario
era.
Party, man.
My favorite tiny detail was every minigame you play will show which Mario Party game it came from, along with a cute N64 or GameCube icon. Never forget where you came from. For more Mario Fitness, check out our top 10 best Mario games, and for everything else in the world of Nintendo, stick with IGN.
I wonder what are the comments on here. Yeah, that's a fact, fam. That is a fact, yo. Man, anything was better than Super Mario Party, fam. That's not even a flipping. If the online functionality of this game is even half decent, then this one will mean to me a modest risk. In it, this really makes Mario Party 2018 look like a dumpster fire. Man, that's a fact. When you're trying to find a rating, but you realize it's a preview. Innit? Nah, man, this looks right, man. Something about it just looks good. 30-second trailer.
It's not a party until you play Mario Party Superstars. You can turn things up with 5 throwback boards and 100 classic mini games. Knock your opponents off balance and into the depths of the ocean. Come face to face with a giant fish on the beaches of a tropical island and dodge runaway boulders to squash the competition. Anything can happen when you get the party started. Mario Party Superstars, rated E for everyone, only on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna pre-order this shit then. Definitely. And can you react to Breath of the Fire 3 opening? I've already seen it. I've seen all Breath of the Fires. You know about this one, fam? Yo, Zanakin. Yo, Lucas, you good, fam? Yo, Station, man. Thank you, man. I'm more than certain I've seen it. That reminds me of a Wild Arms trailer I've never seen in years, man. Talking about years ago. Highly recommend. Yeah, Bobo. I've seen every video on the channel, fam. I binge watch that channel like no tomorrow, fam.
何をしようとしているどこへ行こうというんだ
Man, Bobo, that channel is fire, fam. Hold on, man. Let me see.
虚ろはざる者そうだというのか違う人は
Yeah, this channel, fam. Man, I went through this channel like no tomorrow, yo. This one was effed up, man. Remember this?
The drama began shortly after the Frederick Police Department received a call from Nicole Atkinson, the best friend of Shannon Watts.
Man.
She had arranged to drive Shannon
This
into
was
town that
insane,
same day
you
for a
know.
pregnancy checkup, but there was no answer when she knocked at the door, nor any response to her text messages or phone calls. After noticing her shoes were still at the front door,
Chances of reacting to Boku no Pico, yo. probably zero, fam.
She became
This one was
concerned and
insane,
called
man.
911.
You know,
Nicole?
everything about this movie was a red flag, fam. You know, when the police called him,
Right.
and
I dropped her off at
what
2
he
o'clock
should have
this
said
morning.
was
She's
like,
15
break
weeks
down the
pregnant.
door. You mean
She
go
wasn't
in the
feeling
house?
well.
He don't say
She had a
anything
doctor's
like
appointment
that.
this morning at 9,
And that
and I told
automatically
her
gives
to
it
let me
away.
know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the
And
garage.
they knew right
Her
away,
shoes
innit?
she
They
wears
told the
every
police
single day right at the
something
front
fishy
door.
about this.
How you doing? You seen
Yo,
your neighbors
Bobo,
today?
have you seen this one? This one was funny, innit? Soon as the policeman comes in,
This is 26-year-old Dawson McGee, sitting in a police interrogation room in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. The Monday night before, he stabbed his own mother to death for asking him to move out of the house and get a job.
how can someone
Dawson is
do
unaware that
man?
he is being recorded on a hidden camera.
think
In
about
3
it,
seconds from now, he will hear the sound of the door being opened
Stabbed
by a
his mother to
detective.
death,
And at that
fam.
exact moment, you will see a
Holy
remarkably
moly, man.
noticeable switch in his demeanor.
They look, he's all normal here. Then the man's making a mockery out of the flipping.
We've got something we want to talk to you about. We want to talk to you about what happened to your mom.
What happened to my mom?
Well, you tell me.
People called me and said something happened at home to mom. They were very bad.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to my mom?
You bloody
Well,
killed her,
what happened to
fam.
you?
I was waiting for my brother and sister to tell me.
Man, there are some
Okay.
sick
Well,
people.
so,
Any dudes, man.
was your sister home this weekend?
Man, if you can kill that one woman, that flipping.
If
If
you
she
want
wasn't
one.
there, you wouldn't exist, man.
I should request an attorney.
Well, that's up to you if you like one.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know,
We'd like to talk to you.
the human flipping, like, how far a human can go, man. You're just crazy, man.
I would offer I would ask for an attorney.
Exactly, Bobo,
You wanna
man.
ask for
He
an
thought
attorney?
he'll get his way out
Okay.
like this.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother. All of which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see here. Dawson clearly believed that his passage through the legal system would somehow be easier if he were presumed insane, which is a naive yet somewhat common misconception that many suspects
Yo,
make when
Bobo, you
facing
seen this
serious
one, fam?
charges. Lauren had told her friends multiple times that she felt someone had been inside her apartment, and she also started getting an eerie vibe when she came back alone, especially
This
late
man,
at night.
she lived
It was
next
as
door
though
to
she
him
could
and a
sense
rat
something
just
wasn't
flipping.
right, and she even thought about moving multiple times,
She
but
should've beat the
unfortunately
shit out
never
of
went
him,
through
man.
with it. The reality was
Mom.
that Stephen McDaniel had stolen a master's key from a security guard and let himself into her apartment
Yo,
and
this
looked
man.
around on several occasions. He also started filming her when
see
she
when
would
they gave
leave
him
and
the
return to her
interview,
apartment during
how
all
he
hours of the
quickly,
day.
like,
Had Lauren
goes
been
and
in this
sits down.
situation before, or even knew anyone that had, she may have trusted her intuition and unknowingly saved herself from a tragic fate. But that's the key word: trust. She had no proof of the danger she was in, only conviction, which unfortunately wasn't strong enough when it was most needed. Stephen McDaniel snuck
Yeah.
into Lauren's
What did it say,
apartment
Jay,
once
man?
more.
Again, I forgot.
Only this time she
I
was
didn't
sleeping
do it.
inside. Lauren
That's
put
all
up a
it says,
courageous
innit?
fight and clawed at her attacker's face and
You
chest.
know what's creepy,
but
man?
she
They're
was
gonna show a
eventually
footage here
overpowered and died of
of him
asphyxiation.
recording
3 days
through her
later,
bedroom,
Lauren's
yo.
concerned friends would arrive at her apartment and let themselves in with a spare key. McDaniel would notice from his window and invited himself inside as he offered to help. All of her belongings were still inside,
Yeah, I
including
don't
her
know.
cell phone, driver's license, and passport. A missing persons report was filed that night. A search party commenced the next morning, and police would discover the victim's torso at 9:40 a.m. It was placed in a trash can next to the apartment complex.
Imagine what her loved
The
ones
rest of
must
the
be thinking,
victim's
fam.
remains were never recovered. The investigation was then switched from a missing person to murder. Police canvassed the surrounding area and began conducting interviews with neighbors and classmates, one of whom was Stephen
Yes, I
McDaniel.
come, man.
But he was
Trust me,
first
man.
interviewed by the local
probably the most
news,
creepiest
and at the
thing.
time was unaware that part of the victim's remains had been discovered.
We're just trying to find out where she is at this
Look at
point.
him
I
acting
mean,
all innocent.
no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard
Man
from
must have
her
fucking
was an
animals in
email
that
she
hair
sent
of
out,
his.
and I mean, no one's heard from her since.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable.
So you
very
can
much
read through people.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had? Somebody that might want to hurt her?
Well, this man has a red flag written all over his face.
Where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body.
Had you heard? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person.
Look.
You know what I mean? Like they
Here he ships himself in it. He's like, what?
That's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Yeah. Now his fucking heart must have fell through his backside, yo.
We fight together.
This is most likely a genuine reaction disguised as another. He is most likely feeling a sense of fear and shock over the fact a substantial piece of evidence has been discovered. Yet he plays it off as a feeling of sorrow over the loss of his supposed friend.
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Look at him.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. Why would
£50, bro. Dempsey roll, yo. About to go to sleep, have a good day stream. Yo, my brother, my where does love come from, yo?
He was interviewed by police at 11:50 a.m. and offered to help in any way he could, yet came across as fidgety and apprehensive the entire time. There were two highlighted moments of the interview. The first was when Stephen asserted that he was a virgin, saving himself for marriage. The second was when the detective discovered scratch marks on his face and stomach, which he asserted were done by himself in his sleep. He at that point unknowingly became the prime suspect and was asked if police could search his apartment. Stephen reluctantly accepted and was then transported back to the complex with 4 other investigators. While searching his apartment, they discovered a collection of swords, guns, toilet rolls, stockpiled provisions as if he was expecting an apocalyptic event, and a mask made out of women's underwear. The most significant discovery, however, was a pack of condoms. Stephen was asked why he would have such an item in his possession if he was staying celibate before marriage, at which point he miraculously confessed to stealing them from another apartment. This gave the detectives probable cause for arrest, and Stephen was placed in handcuffs and brought back to the police station. His interrogation began just after 11 p.m.
Sick dude, man.
All right, brother. All right. I just gotta ask you.
Yo, Xanacan, trust me, man.
More questions. You came down earlier tonight, me and you talked, all right. You don't have any weapons on you, do you? No. That's just you. What's wrong? You know Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember? Put your hands up here. You remember us talking?
That's why sometimes when you hear about the death penalty and shit, sometimes you can't agree with it because someone innocent could die, fam. But when you hear stories like this, yo, you can't just...
The monotone dialogue and lifeless demeanor you see here reportedly started on the drive back to the police station. And the suspect's conduct throughout the entire procedure is not only mystifying, but almost impressive. This is one of the most extraordinary pieces of interrogation footage to ever reach the public domain.
I need to know...
But then again, some innocent people do die through it, man. That's wrong, man, but I guess if you got overwhelming evidence,
when's the last time you seen her?
Then obviously you go through with it.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay?
The suspect has morphed himself into this abnormal and extremely creepy character. Whether it's a strategy or some sort of mental breakdown is unclear. But what's incredible is that it somewhat dictates the pace of the interrogation. The detective has just closed the distance and commanded eye contact, both of which are recognized techniques to increase psychological pressure. Yet the absurdly haunting manner in which the suspect turns his head and fixes his gaze unnerves the detective to the point where he becomes the one to look away and reset his posture. This essentially never happens in interrogations, as it can give the suspect an incredible boost in confidence.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of y'all are law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes.
What kind of law do you want to go into? Criminal law?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
I
for
like
a
it
living?
how, you know, like
Okay.
in these videos, how the man that overtalks, like how he explains how, like, you know, they put this dude in a corner, and like, you know, the person that's interviewing him like sits right next to him, so he feels like he can't move. You know what I mean? So like, he's bound to spill out more information. If he was sitting here, he would feel like there's a lot of room, so he would feel like he don't have to let out some information, if that makes sense. I like this way the man
The
explains
detective
everything,
steps
like,
back
goes
from his
in detail.
initially aggressive strategy. He asks trivial questions for 35 seconds before attempting to ramp up the pressure in a more subtle manner.
And you've lived next to Lauren for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's at tonight?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Have you ever seen her with that dress on?
No.
You have no idea where she's at?
No.
Yes.
Look for Brady. Hold on, fam.
Look. Just tell me what happened, brother.
I don't know.
Well, where's she at? I need you. I'm asking you for your help. I'm a detective, and I'm asking you for your help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't help a friend out?
I don't know what you need.
I need to know where Lauren's at.
I don't know.
Do you even care?
You know, in America, man, you hear so much more crazy stories. Ain't it, man?
I mean, I don't know, do you?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, that happen everywhere and that, but like, here in the UK, like, you do hear of it every now and then, but nothing crazy like you hear of stuff in America, man.
What's up with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That was like a mask. It was cut out like a mask, dude. You cut
Underwear's a
underwear
mask,
out to
you
look
know.
like mask?
No.
Are you a knife collector or a knife person or
No.
Yeah, Bob.
you just like knives?
I used to.
Do you use
collect
Craigslist to
swords.
lure people
I mean,
into
do
his
you know
home?
your swords?
Yes.
I mean, to sell and trade swords?
No.
Is that how
Yeah.
Lauren looked with the long
Remember that
hair
story in
last
America
time
when
you
that
seen
man
her?
had 3 women like tied down in
That's
his
how
like
she
cellar
looks.
basement or something? And all these school shootings and man.
I mean, earlier
Crazy,
today,
man.
you sit here and talk normal. What's going on with you now? Why
Man,
are you
America,
acting
it
like
must be
this?
scary just going to
I need to
random
know.
places, man.
Why all of a sudden you're acting like this?
I don't understand.
Okay. Earlier today, we sat here
It's
and
so
talked.
easy to own a gun there, isn't it? Here in the
But
UK,
now
it's
you're
virtually
acting like
impossible.
you don't know what's going on. I mean, did something happen or something to you?
Man has guilty written all over his
Why are you
face,
not-
fam.
why are you
And his
shutting
flipping
down? Why
hair,
are you
yo.
not talking to me?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah,
Are
that's
you
all he
scared?
says, isn't it? I don't know.
No.
Jeez, man, this sounds creeps, man.
scared,
It
are
like
you?
makes your body fucking shiver, man. This shit does, man.
Stephen's demeanor doesn't waver for the first 20 minutes, so the detective eventually takes a more
Bobo,
distinctly
trust me,
aggressive
man.
approach.
America's
He
way too
attacks the
easy to get a
subject's
gun, man.
character to see if it might coax him
Here
out
in
of
the
the
UK,
act
you
and into
only ever see a
defending his
gun at
dignity.
airports,
You
man.
got your ass
Like, fam,
on that
literally,
fucking
man.
news and stood out there and gave a media report that her mother saw about her missing daughter. And you want me to sit there and tell him that you don't know? Is that what you want me to tell him?
Yeah,
You're
Xander
all
can't
over
trust
the
me, fam.
news.
Especially
You
when
sure
you're
stood out there
interviewing
and
someone
ran
and
your
you
mouth
know
to the news
clear as
media.
day like this man is
Now you're
guilty.
gonna get out here
Man.
and you don't fucking know. You know. You're just a sorry piece of shit that don't give a fuck. Right?
No.
Well, why'd you tell the media everything? Do you need to see what you told the media today?
Kind of hard
It
to
was
watch
on 11
on
o'clock
stream.
news. Well,
What
I'm
can that
asking
possibly
you.
be?
Tell me.
I'll buy one
I
too.
wanna know.
Yeah, man, in a fuck, you're in America.
I don't know where she.
You need one?
That ain't what you told the
Man,
media.
the amount of shit that's been going on left, right, center, man. How can you live your life without one?
You didn't stand in front of that camera and say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I need you to tell me what you want me to tell her mother.
Hard to know what psychopaths are thinking.
I'm not going to tell her mother that you don't know, because her mother saw you on the news tonight, and she cried all the way down to Macon.
You know, one of the saddest stories, fam,
you had the
was in
balls to get on
Pakistan,
the
yo.
news and tell
This
everybody
guy
everything.
took her like a 5-year-old girl.
So
I can't even explain detail because I feel like my channel would get ready to get terminated, fam.
Okay.
But her name was Zainab, fam.
Snap out of
Search you up
it.
somewhere, like Google or anywhere, Zainab with like kidnapping Pakistan. Man, the most saddest thing ever, man.
Well, how many times you gonna say I don't know? How many times you gonna say it? If you did something.
Man, I couldn't believe, you know, Zanika, you know, all week, fam, I felt like that's the only thing on my head, man. Because, fam, I mean, you don't need to have a daughter to realize how effed up it is. But, fam, I just kept imagining it was my daughter, man. My daughter's the same age, yo.
Enters the room with a similar strategy of immediate aggression. Rapport development seems to have been collectively thrown by the wayside.
What's up, buddy? Did you talk to him about his guns?
Yeah.
When was the last time you shot those guns?
I haven't.
You've never shot a gun?
No.
Have you ever shot any gun in your whole life?
No.
Never.
No.
One word answer.
So you bought 3 guns that you've never shot?
Yes.
Why?
To have.
For what?
To have.
For what? For what? Why do you want to have them?
We
What
fight
makes-
together.
I mean, tell me why it's important to you to have 3 guns. That's an easy question. Come on, talk to me, buddy. Me and you talked all day today. We ain't had a problem communicating. Why is it important for you to have 3 guns?
Yo,
not know?
okay, move, fam. Thanks, man. Salute for the sub,
You say
yo.
you don't know where Lauren is, right?
Right.
You told me earlier you and Lauren were friends, right?
Yes.
How would you describe y'all's relationship?
She was my friend.
She was your friend. What did you ever do things for her? Did she ever do things for you? What did she ever do for you?
We talked.
We talked. What y'all talk about?
I shouldn't have looked that up.
The news.
Bobo, what are you referring to from you on about that
How
video
many times
in
have
the
you been in her
search bar?
apartment with her hanging out?
I don't know.
You know, the cons were chilling. Nah, fam, these are all the type of videos I always watch on YouTube, man.
You don't know?
I watch some weird videos, man.
If you had to guess,
Other than this, about like,
what
you know.
was, I mean, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, what?
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. See, if I had only been
With the
somewhere
story
twice,
with the little girl, yo,
I
about
can remember
Zainab,
that.
fam.
If I had
Trust
been
me,
there
Bobo, man.
over
Worst
50
story
times,
ever,
and
man.
You asked me how many times I've been like, I don't know a lot. But the fact that you've only been
I should
there
honestly
twice,
kind
when
of
I say
like
how many times you've been there,
resemble
you say
like
you don't know.
I look at like as my
That's just
daughter
odd
because
to me.
they look the same, man.
Does that make sense to you?
Effed up, man.
Yes.
That does make sense. So what I'm saying right now makes sense.
You know, some people that are in like a like respected position, like as a teacher, you would never think that. Hold on, man, your daughter can't be trusted around them.
Lord,
Man, them are the ones to be wary of, yo. Trust me.
This pretty little girl right here, your neighbor.
People go, oh man, they're so respected in the community. Fine, we don't know what's
Much
in
like
the heart,
Detective
yo.
1, Detective 2 now valiantly moves in for the psychological charge. He closes the distance and locks eye contact. His physical demeanor, alongside a
Man.
prolonged gaze, will hopefully crack the suspect's fortified barrier. Once
Heartbreaking,
broken,
man.
the momentum will commence and the suspect will be more likely to divulge incriminating information. All the detective has to do
Well,
is
must go through
maintain
your
eye
head to do
contact
that.
for longer than his adversary. It's a psychological battle of attrition between 2 opposing forces, and these moments can sometimes last for minutes on end.
That after everything he done with her, then decides to
Me
kill
and you
her.
both know it's no
Like-
different than when you was a little kid, right?
Oh God, man.
And you reached in that cookie jar and you got caught after your mama told you not to get that cookie. And when she was, did you get a cookie? No. And whenever you tell a lie, you feel bad about it right then. One, with every lie, there's a chance you're gonna get caught. and that weighs on you because you know you did something bad. Am I right?
Yeah, it's not worth it. You know, some stories are worth not looking up, man.
No.
You smell like you've been cleaning up, like you've been using cleaner to clean up. I know what that smells like. My wife smells like that all the time when she cleans the house. You've been using some kind of cleaner to clean up your apartment, hadn't you?
No.
Steven, you telling me you live it like a man?
No,
how does your apartment get cleaned?
I clean it.
When was the last time you cleaned
My
it, Steven?
family was in distraught, man. I remember, man.
I remember.
Was it this
believe
week?
It, man.
No.
You mean you go a whole week without cleaning?
Yes.
Why? That's horrible, Steven.
Man, you need patience for this job, yo.
Steven. Let me tell you what I think.
Man, I'll be tempted to grab him by his hair and flipping swing his ass.
Look at her right here. I think that she was a friend of yours. And I think something happened.
Illuminati should do it. I don't know if that would exactly brighten up the mood.
You used to watch her come in and out of her apartment, didn't you?
No.
Well, how y'all doing?
We're just talking. See that pretty girl right there?
Yes.
You telling me you looked at a pretty girl like that and you never once thought, ever, man, she looks good. You never thought that?
See, he just wants him to admit it, innit? Like some of the fucked up things in his head.
What do you mean you don't understand?
You're dynamite, man. You're good, my brother.
You see a girl walking down the road.
Imagine Khan as interrogator.
And you say, man,
if I might ask two questions, if I don't get my two answers, I'm going for a straight headbutt.
Yes.
You never thought that about her?
Ones.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me you look at porn on the internet and get off to that, but you never looked at her and said, man, I wonder what it'd be like to have sex with her?
Yes.
You have?
No.
Steven, this is hard, buddy. I know this is hard.
Yo, balls chilling. Trust me, fam.
There's blood in your apartment, Steven. You didn't get it all up.
This is the widely recognized futility technique, which is used to make the subject believe it is useless to resist due to the overwhelming evidence against them. It's most effective when the interrogator can play on doubts that already exist.
One sec, boys. What the flip? Pablo meme.
Pablo.
What do you watch, Bobo?
Exist in the subject's mind. The only problem here is that Steven didn't dismember Lauren inside his apartment. It all happened in Lauren's apartment, so the detective's bluff is already called at this point.
It didn't all come off. You scrubbed and...
Let me see what this is, boys.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video, we're going to look at the story of Brady Ostrike.
Hold on, boys. Is there no documentary on it?
We fight together.
A very important message from Sokan and P. One sec, fam. $17 though, fam. I gully up. I'll come back to it. Cancer battle.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video...
You guys are... What the hell is this? Latest movie, Popo joins terrorists.
Our topic for today
is career. Who can define a career for me?
I.
You.
Auntie, career is a profession.
Yes, career is a profession, but I need a more elaborate answer.
Sit down.
You.
Career is a profession you spend a lot of your working life in.
Very good. Clap for her. Again. What would you want to be in future?
I would like to be an engineer.
Wow, engineer. And you?
I would like to be a nurse.
Yes, that's good. And ROC?
Oh, him?
What would you
the fucking meme dude?
Want to be in future?
Stand up.
Yes, you.
Stand up.
Stand up.
I would like to. I would like to be a terrorist.
How did I knew that was coming?
ROC. A terrorist. Oh yeah, come here. Come out here. Yes.
Has he got a different definition of the word terrorist?
You. Carry him out.
I said terrorist.
Hold him.
Okay,
Shut up!
I want to be a teacher. Miss! Okay, I want to be a
terrorist.
teacher.
No, terrorist.
Okay, terror.
You want to be a terrorist?
I want to be like you.
Hold on, sir.
Let me check
We're
this
gonna
out,
look at the
boys.
story of Brady Ostrike. This case is set in Wyoming. Well, Wyoming, Michigan, not Wyoming. Wyoming.
Surprise, surprise.
There old Brady Ostrike lived, and he was a fan of Craigslist. Now there are many strange and frankly creepy cases to emerge from that website, and this is definitely one of them. When Charles Oppener and Brooks Slocum needed 50 books and posted about it, this would lead them to Brady Ostrike. As always, things took a turn from there. So, what do you say we get into this bizarre and frankly frightening case? Let's go. Brady Ostrike was born in December 1982 to Richard and Christine Ostrike. The only boy of 4 children, he grew up very religious, at one point studying at the Montana Wilderness School of the Bible. He would also pop down to Haiti with part of the church group to help build schools and hospitals in return for listening to him talk about God. I'm not sure if that's a fair exchange. Brady would go on to become an electrical lineman, repairing power lines for a local electric company in Wyoming, Michigan. He also had the most beautiful dead inside eyes. Just wow. Look at those. It's like staring into the graveyard. He's the walking definition of the uncanny valley. But all that's not surprising when I tell you what I'm going to tell you. Now, one thing he loved was medieval shit. Renaissance fairs, hell yeah! He collected swords and crossbows.
Damn.
Totally badass, bro. And he was also, apparently, get this, a big fan of the Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion. I mean, I don't know what
Elder
that
Scrolls,
is.
you know.
Brady, fucking nerd.
Stop right there!
He was engaged to be married in 2013 to a woman he had met in 2002 at a small Bible school. She would describe him as her teddy bear. Really?
Teddy bear.
This guy? Okay. But she would also
Anything
say he was never
anything but a
violent.
teddy bear.
Anything like that. They broke it off anyways in 2013. Apparently it was mutual. Was it though? And she ended up moving to Canada. Though apparently she kept the $30,000 diamond and sapphire ring after they broke it off, so maybe that's what drove him nuts. Now those who knew Brady would describe him as a kind, gentle soul. Just not photogenic it seems. And after the breakup with his fiancée, he fell into a deep depression. Started writing just awful poetry. Let me read you a chunk. I know I am crazy, therefore I am not crazy, isn't that crazy? Deep. Down a street that is lined with soft whispering birch, on one side a slaughterhouse and the other a church. For blood can mean death, or indeed can mean life, and a man can be more when he has a good one. Okay, I'm not reading any more of that because it's just fucking terrible. So soon after, to cure his depression, he got into old Craigslist, and well, you'll see. In May 2014, a woman placed a personal ad on Craigslist. seeking friendship, and hey, maybe a little more than friendship. Probably not what Brady had in mind, though. So she placed an ad. About an hour later, Brady responded, and they started yapping away to each other. He then offered her a place to live, as she wanted to move, and he drove over to her place. Before they left her home, he asked her if she wanted to get into a suitcase. As you do. She thought this was kinky as all hell, and agreed to.
What?
Then, on the journey back, he stopped the car and opened the suitcase and sprayed something in. She didn't know what it was, but felt very groggy, so presumably drugs, or whatever. Then, when they both got back to his house, he got her out of the suitcase and brought out the chains and the cage. He got her to be his sex slave, clean his apartment, and more or less do whatever he wanted, while she had a metal chain around her neck attached to the floor. This went on for about a month, until she escaped to a domestic violence shelter. However, one day Brady met her for lunch and was able to sweet-talk her back into coming back to the basement.
She actually...
And he's like, yeah, get the chains back on you, come on. So what was happening before continued, and it would continue until about the end of June when she escaped for good this time. She escaped at the end of June for good because Brady beat the bejesus out of her, like, really badly. She ended up going to the police about it, but didn't press any charges.
What?!
Though what she did want the police to know was that there was children's books and children's, like, sippy cups and stuff in his home. Brady did not have any kids, or know anyone who had any kids. So, concerning. Maybe, definitely.
She's tripping, fam.
So what would happen in about 2 weeks after she escaped would be similar to what happened to her, but with less consent than she gave, and by less I mean none. Though I don't know how many people consent to getting their head cut off.
I don't want to say Brady was the kind of guy that just wanted to kill people, but at the same time, I think he just kind of wanted to kill people.
I know all of this that's going on. It's like, from the front it looks bad, but there's always more behind it, so I hope it all gets exposed for everything it is.
He said he wished he can go back in time to an era in time where he can just kill people with his bare hands. And yeah, he mentioned going back to Viking periods. And
had we known that she was in there, had we had any knowledge or any information, we didn't know what role she played in this. We knew she was missing. There was some concern about maybe she was a victim that he had taken care of and had maybe disposed of the body or whatever. We had no idea.
What motivates? Is it just evil?
Yeah.
I hate it when some people try to make it.
On the 2nd of July, 2014, 18-year-old Brooke Slocum made a post on Craigslist. I need $50 by 3:30 p.m. today. I can pay you back later tonight, but I need gas and some mess quick. Everyone has bronchitis at my house, and I do not want to get sick. I'm 8 months pregnant and my lungs are all squished, as is. If you could help me and my daughter, we'll greatly appreciate it. 10 full days later, Brady Ostrike stumbled across it on Craigslist using the name. His username was Mike's Hard. Maybe I should use that name. I can host. What are you thinking? I'm 25. Now Brady was 31, not 25, and the reason he replied in the manner he did, and the way he did, was that Brooke would often post on Craigslist bang for cash. Brooke Slocum would often use Craigslist for selling sex, but according to those who knew her, it wasn't her choice. Basically, her boyfriend, 25-year-old Charlie Oppenir, was her pimp, who would go with her to meet these guys. And he did with Brady, by the way. She was basically just being sex trafficked by Charlie. Her father would later say Brooke was deeply impacted by the divorce of her parents, and willing to do whatever it took to keep her new family together. And while she could barely feed herself, she would regularly give money to the homeless and pack lunches for them. Under Charles's direction, she would post on Craigslist, "Hello, a little about me. I am 18, 5'3", about 120 pounds now and still growing. I happen to be 8 months pregnant with a beautiful white Korean baby girl. I am white and petite, short brown hair and green eyes. Father of my child and I are sort of involved in this weird, open relationship."
Wow.
So, back to the conversation between Mike's Hard and Brooke. So she replied to his last message 10 minutes later, saying, well, we are looking for donations if possible. Kinda in a tight spot, and we have a baby on the way. As far as the fund goes, though, there won't be any mail. Brady then offered $120 and said he could give her a ride, to which Brooke replied, no, we can travel, just can't host us all. When, where would you like to meet up? Brady said, I'd like to, this part was left blank, so let's just say it said bang. I'd like to bang outside in a park, around 11:30. Is that okay? I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble for indecent exposure or anything. I can't go to jail being 8 months pregnant. It's cop-free. It's a park, but behind it are lots of woods. No cops at all.
That's automatically.
It seems then that they met at Gizon Park. Charles, Brooke, and Brady. And after that, Brooke Slocum and Charles Oppenheer went missing on July 12th, 2014. The next day, on July 13th, 2014, a man phoned the police saying a guy wearing a white mask was peering into his car at Gizon Park, which is frankly terrifying. When the police popped by, they found Charlie Oppenheer's car. It looked abandoned, and so the police would come by over the next few days, putting the abandoned sticker on it and all that shit, and would search around a little bit. On July 16th, near the park, they found under a pile of sticks Charlie Oppenheer's headless body. It was determined that his head had been removed after he had been killed, but they found no head, so didn't exactly know what had happened. And the police, with Brooke still missing, they go to her and Charlie's apartment and find a conversation between Mike's Hard and herself on Craigslist. Using a bit of cyber sleuthing, time to hack, they find out Mike's Hard is Brady Oestrike. Investigators found an email linked to Mike's Hard and linked that email to another, then to a Facebook account for a Jote Amos, which was linked to Brady Oestrike. That link was made on July 17th. The police then apply for a search warrant, as they're starting to thinking, wow, maybe she's been kidnapped. But while they're waiting to get that search warrant, they set up shop outside Brady's home thinking, well, what they were obviously thinking. They did this on the 17th of July. So while they were parked up outside Brady's home, waiting on that search warrant, little did they know that inside things were not going well for Brooke, and they would just be a couple of hours late. At about 9:15 in the PM on the 17th of July, it was 5 days since Charles and Brooke went and met Brady. Brady, knowing the police were watching his home, got into his car and sped off. A high-speed chase ensued.
No.
It seems that Brady had become aware through news reports that Charles Oppenheer's body had been found, and, well, he needed to dispose of something else.
This is the actual footage. Watching these things are never easy. No, take care, Blitz, man. Ed Kemper, is that the one with the glasses, fam? That dude.
Eventually, Brady crashed his car into a rampart. Inside his car, the police found Brady dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And in the trunk of the car, inside a suitcase, they found the body of 8 months pregnant Brooke Slocum. She had been strangled to death. She had been alive in his house for a few days, and she had actually been killed and placed in the car hours before the police started staking out Brady's home. Her unborn baby, Audie Lynn, did not survive.
As part of our ongoing investigation, about 9:15 this evening, we were in the process of preparing a search warrant at a home in the city of Wyoming in regards to the ongoing homicide investigation that started yesterday. As part of that investigation, we had developed a suspect. While we were waiting for that search warrant, the suspect left the home. Based on information that we had prior to the issuance of the search warrant, our TAC team had been called out. We believe that the suspect did have assault-style rifles in the home. So the SWAT team was here. Driver was dead of an apparent gunshot wound, self-inflicted. As they secured the car,
imagine killing someone
and opening the trunk, discovered the body of our missing 18-year-old female.
The police then entered Brady's home, and it was a house of horrors. Yeah, it was bad. Detectives found dozens of guns, as well as restraints, ropes, sex toys, swords, stun guns, a sex slave contract, and other items.
A sex slave contract? The flip!
In his home. His house was an absolute shithole. Apparently he had just stopped using the toilet and just pissed in cups everywhere. It was just gross shit everywhere.
Filth.
And they found videos too. Him casually preparing his torture chamber.
Jeez, man.
Here is him getting ready to go and meet with Charlie and Brooke. Brooke Slocum had been tortured for 5 long days. She had been repeatedly assaulted and forced to smoke weed by him. I don't know, maybe to try and calm her down. This is footage of him getting all the equipment ready. In one of the videos, he made her give a statement that they were only role-playing, so that she could have a true abduction, kidnapping, and ransom type experience. And a neighbor would later tell the police that she had heard screams coming from Brady's home over the previous couple of days. They also found a map in the basement with pins in it.
What?
Now, there's not much reason to believe he was doing a Israel Keys, but probably not. Hopefully not. The police did say, however, that the map was a concern to them. The FBI were actually brought in to aid the investigation and look into whether Brady's online activity included any other potential victims, and would take a look at the map as he had worked as a lineman and had travelled out of the state many times. Though whether he just tracked the places he'd been, or there could be something more to it, is unknown. So take from that what you will, but it's probably nothing good.
I continue to piece together the Craigslist murders that claimed the lives of a young couple and their unborn child. Today, for the first time, we're hearing from a close friend of killer Brady Ostrike, who said Ostrike called her in the midst of the crime. Ken Colker spoke with her today. Ken joins us in studio control.
Sue, she says he called her 2 Sundays ago, apparently the same day he started holding Brooke Slocum captive, but acted as if nothing was wrong.
He called with the normal, hey Chica, how you doing?
It's possible that by then he had already killed Charles Oppenheer and was holding Oppenheer's pregnant girlfriend Brooke Slocum in his Wyoming home. Police say he held her captive for 5 days before strangling her on Thursday. Her body was found in his trunk after Ostrike shot himself during a police chase.
Thought about it a lot.
For like 5 weeks.
And
every second what she must have been
actions and attitude over the phone were no different than normal.
Fuck, man.
The day before his, the chase and his own death, Brady was actually supposed to fly to Vegas. To do what, you ask? Well, to meet another woman he had met on a fetish site. He actually just cancelled, though, the day before, knowing that, shit was getting pretty real. So after everything that happened, this woman just happened to Google his name, as she didn't know, and then found out about, well, everything. So she dodged a bullet. Brady didn't.
We want to tell people to be extremely careful about who they speak with on these internet sites. Anybody can be anybody behind a computer screen.
No, I did attempt to speak with both families of both of the victims today. Neither of them wanted to speak with us on camera, but Slocum's father did say over the phone that he appreciates all the prayers, all the support that they have gotten from the community. He also says that he feels for missing mom Jessica Herringa's family, because he says at least his family has closure while her family does not.
At the time, it was thought he may have actually been connected to another missing persons case, the Jessica Herringa case. She disappeared not too far away, but of course, there was another just giant piece of shit behind that one.
Criminal scum.
Breaking now, a murder victim's remains found almost 5 years after Charles Oppenheer was brutally butchered in one of West Michigan's most twisted murder cases.
5 years later, in 2019, the skull of Charles Oppenheer was finally found, about a 30-minute drive away on a remote farm. It was identified through dental records, and it seems like Charles was shot in the head by Brady before having the head removed. Since this tragic event, police have continued to investigate whether or not Brady is connected to any other crimes from social media sites. But what led to this, what caused him to snap and do what he did, remains a mystery. It's hard to find out much about his early life, so if the signs were always there or not, we don't know. Even friends who spoke to him on the phone during this time said nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Though it seems like he had jumped just headfirst into some kind of fantasy life after his fiancée left, where he could do whatever he wanted. Described by the local police chief as pure evil from start to finish, in a case that just leaves us with troubling questions.
True. She's basically
and that's the story of Brady Ostrike. Yeah, I'd never heard of him before.
It's just a sad, unfortunate life, man.
It's a case where there's not really much to take from it. There's not really much of a learning experience here, other than, you know, just be careful about who you talk to online.
It's true,
which is nothing new. But yeah, just a very
at some
disturbing
point, everyone
case.
spoke to someone online.
Police say that Brady Ostrike was the brutal killer. He killed himself a week ago as police moved in on him. And tonight, his former fiancée is opening up, saying that she is shocked by what he did.
The guy I know and the guy who did this are two different people. Apparently, in the last year, he made some bad choices.
You think?
Jeez, man.
Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. I will see you, as always, real soon in the next video.
That settles it. I'm never getting in a suitcase on a first date ever. Yeah, like we all, that's what we do on the first date, right? Get in a suitcase. That's not even funny, man, but jeez, man. Yo, Bobo, have you seen this other one, fam, of this way? Where that dude was like, hold on, which one was it? Hold on, is it in here somewhere where that
his plan was to...
Yeah, this dude, fam.
Very hard to cling to this narrative, or at least a far more convincing one.
This man was literally, like, not lying about everything. Everything comes out his mouth was the utter truth.
This is 18-year-old Jared Murray, a freshman at East Central University in Oklahoma. On a Wednesday evening in
this man showed no remorse, fam. Like a robot is talking, yo.
December, he asked fellow student Gennaro Sanchez for a ride to Walmart. Once they got there, Murray pulled out a handgun and made Gennaro drive to an isolated country road where he shot him twice in the head. He then attempted to hitchhike to Canada, but was soon apprehended by police on the side of the road. He immediately confessed to the crime once apprehended, and was then interrogated by the arresting officer.
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money.
So he took you to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
And did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
Okay, and why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the
See, this man literally got some screws loose in his brain, man, or something, man. Something weird,
all of a
fam.
sudden did you decide that you need to go to Asher?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
Okay. Did he
Look
say
straight
no?
up, he's not even hiding anything.
He panicked, wanted to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more. Kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
And so you're driving east, and so I guess at some point, did you decide now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car, went around. He was driving 10, 15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood of the car, and of course it was slow when he wasn't purposefully driving.
This man not even trying to hide the fact he did
Tried
it.
to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out there, dumped him into the...
He's like, this is what happened. Whatever you want to do with me, go do it.
I'm not sure if that was a physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow, because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch.
He makes a half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
Did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
And which way did you go?
North, sir.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north.
Canada, sir.
You was going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He states that his plan was to escape into Canada, but he had nothing to escape with, not even a passport.
I had tried hitchhiking most of the way because the only way this was going to work, factoring in my belief that y'all found the crime scene, is if someone were to give me a ride there and then.
Have you guys heard the scariest phone calls, fam? Man, this is some of the scariest shit ever, yo. Hold on, which one was it? Was it this one?
The following audio recordings are extremely disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
911, where is your emergency?
Oh, I remember first time hearing this, fam. Felt like my heart fell through my flipping...
In this call, an old woman living on her own named Ruth dials 911 to report a suspicious man standing outside her door.
Imagine that, yo.
What's the problem, ma'am? Oh, there's some guy been checking the place out. Oh. Well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back, and he said he was looking for a guy, and he comes to my door, and...
Period, coming in, fam.
And, said he's looking for an apartment. So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. Where is he now, ma'am? I don't have no idea.
It's an old woman, fam!
In this call, a woman screaming in terror calls 911, closely reporting the details of her chimpanzee's crazed attack on one of her friends, which is happening right next to her. Throughout the duration of the clip, you can hear muffled screams of both the chimp and the victim.
What, this one? Okay, let's skip this one.
Business executive in the having...
You can do anything there, 41, 26, 23.
Yeah, just have... This whole video. You think so? I don't think it is, fam. But you know what? To be on the safe side, let's not. You know what I mean? To be on the safe side, let's not, man. Ain't it, boys? Yo, dudes, anyone else got any other videos, fam? Like ones like that anyone knows of? That shit was creepy, man. Yo, load here, God, fam. Yo, Khalid bin Walid, fam. Trust me, yo. Bobo, man, you're gonna put some funny ass meme videos, man.
I just got back from Seoul, and while I was there, I decided to try to learn to read the Korean alphabet, and I was amazed by how easy it was. After just a couple hours, I actually got to a point where I could read just about everything on this Wikipedia page, and I'm going to teach you how to do it in about 5 minutes. So let's start with consonants and vowels. There are 2 consonants I'll teach and 2 vowels. This here looks like a bucket, so remember the B sound. This one looks like a nose, so remember the N sound. So those are 2 consonants. This is the tree.
Bobo,
now
what do you watch on
YouTube,
fam?
Here you have a line after the tree. So we take the A from after, and that's ah. Alright, so we already have enough to learn a word in Korean. We have bucket, and then ah for after.
I'll check you out.
Nose, and then ah for after.
I'll check you out.
Ba, na, then another na. So ba, na, na. Let's do a quick Google search on banana, as I did here, and sure enough, you have bananas. So banana is banana in Korean. It's your first word.
Man, there's a lot of language I want to learn, but trust me, I don't think Korean.
And the gun can also look like this, as in ga here. Either way, it's the G sound. Here we have a mouth, the M sound. This is the nothing, all right? So when nothing is at the beginning of a character, it's silent. You hear nothing. It's silent at the beginning. When it's at the end of a character, it's the NG sound. So either silent or NG. This is a ski mountain, and we'll take the S. Let's do another vowel.
Uncharted.
Now our line is before. So we're going to take the O as in before for when the line's before. Let's do it.
Bobo, I'm guessing you're... No way.
There are places out there you can't find on any map. They're not gone. They're just lost.
PlayStation Production, yo.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
This is the path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy.
Treasure that has never been found. Sounds familiar, boys, yo.
You know my brother Sam?
Actually, the treasure we want has been found. But feels like it hasn't been found. Look, he's fucking taking forever.
Find that gold. You find him too.
Who the hell is this? I'm a friend of Sully's. Sully doesn't have any friends. I should know him one of them.
You are a
collector. Game.
Well, I
flipping
dabble.
into movies always suck.
My family has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood. I'm pretty sure he's just
nothing looks like this that makes me feel like I need to watch
You
it.
look like an idiot.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
Are we playing Child for? Yeah, DB,
I've been dreaming about this stuff since I was a kid. My brother Sam left one final clue.
Man, they don't look nothing professional, man. You know what? One video gets to me all the time. This video, boys. This is probably the video that triggers me the most on the internet.
I have probably
the way he says Pokemon, fam.
#1 Pokemon collection inside this case.
Man's going down like he don't know Pokemon, fam, like he never heard of it.
Cards, and they're all Charizards.
This man probably has the one piece in that box, you know, and this man's making a pure mockery out of him.
The #1 Pokemon guy.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Literally has the one piece on him.
Yeah. This guy's got Pokemon cards.
Rick, it's not Pokemon. It's Pokemon.
You're telling me this don't trigger ya, fam?
I'm here to sell my Pokemon collection. I got into Pokemon collecting with my sons, and eventually they grew up and went to college, and I never did grow up. So I continued with Pokemon for the last 17 years.
Swear that, man, this video triggers me every time I watch it.
Absolutely.
I like my
So,
camera
Rick,
so
you
far.
don't know about Pokemon?
It's like a game like 8-year-old kids play, right?
Basically, each player has a deck of 60 cards, and you battle with your Pokemon by pulling cards out of your deck and getting enough energy points so that you can.
This man has treasure on him, man. Literally.
Not having any Pokemon left. It's really popular. They have.
How much he asked for you? $500,000 or something?
1,000 people enter.
Man, that's worth it. He asked. Hold on. Not $500,000.
I really don't understand why Pokemon is such a big deal, but if something like a Beanie Baby can become worth a lot of money, maybe these can too. I just need to know a lot more.
They're pretty cool. Actually, some of them can be worth a lot of money.
So these go for a lot of money?
Yes.
What's your most expensive one?
The most expensive card is probably the pristine 10 first edition base Charizard. The card itself is considered the crown jewel of the Pokemon world.
And how much is that worth?
In the range of 50 to 100,000.
Whoa.
Jeez,
and people pay that for these?
Yeah, especially now with the new Pokemon craze. I know
you know these first edition Pokemon cards, man.
The new Pokemon game everyone's playing on their phone.
Pokemon Go.
No.
You just walk around until you find one, and then you sling Pokemon.
You know this, you can't find these old Pokemon card packets anymore, fam.
So how much do you want for these things?
I'm looking for right in the area of $500,000.
Look, the face is making. Fam, do you know what's in front of you?
This is baffling.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to think right now.
Right.
Pokemon.
It seems to me the one who's going to make the decision really doesn't know what he's looking at. I'm happy that the expert is coming
fam,
in to
there are some
educate
cards
the fella.
out there, fam. Like this baseball player, man. I don't know, some kind of old baseball player.
I'm sort of like in a baffled
if you have his
here.
card, fam, I swear it's worth like 5-6 million, fam.
He's got Pokemon cards and...
Pokemon.
Okay, so Pokemon cards. So, and he says they're worth $500,000, and it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, there's a lot of cards here, right? So Pokemon started in Japan in '95.
Babe Ruth, you know, yeah, that was him.
2002 is when it really took off.
We know the card exists, but we don't know who has it.
You still hadn't created,
someone
like,
probably has it in the attic somewhere. Probably doesn't even know it. He has it, fam. That's literally worth more than the most expensive card, fam.
Characters in the entire Pokeverse. So.
Well, hold on. The Pokeverse.
The Pokeverse. The Pokemon world.
Yes, sir.
The Pokeverse, fam.
Rated 10s.
I swear, this dude, yo.
50 PSA 10s in existence.
And if you had a spitting on your hand and giving that bald head a slap, talking about bald heads, yo.
Of the market
I got a legendary bald head, fam.
I look at this collection and I just can't believe my eyes. There's pristine 10s everywhere. Charizard being one of the top collectible pieces in Pokemon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, yo.
This
is the only Yu-Gi-Oh card I know.
What do you think this stuff is worth?
So this one here,
diamond,
there's only one of them in existence. There's no other graded.
Look at that.
Beckett grades so much harsher than PSA.
And the man has a grade 10,
yo. 10 stamp. This card could go 30 to 40,000. Altogether, I'm estimating anywhere from 380 to 390,000 for this collection.
Really? Obviously, this guy's a little upset over Steve's appraisal, but I'm absolutely blown away. These are really, really interesting. I mean, you actually have lots of value here. But my problem with these is if I go to sell them, I can't have any conversation.
Man, there's so much items in your shop that you don't fully understand. Yet you sell them.
Well, it depends on which one.
Okay, all right, Chum.
Rick, throw him out an offer.
I'm not going to make an offer. It's out of my skill set completely, 100%. I'm not going to be able to sell something I don't.
Man, what's this, Bobo? Extreme Jihad, fam. You want to get my channel banned? Digimon. This man, yo. I swear down he wants my channel gone, yo. Have you seen this one, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. I have this to offer you.
And this is...
This is the earliest sticker sealed Super Mario Brothers Nintendo game.
That's pretty amazing. I know some of them go for a lot of money. Chum.
What?
Can you come over in here and help me for a moment?
What's up, Rick?
Okay, the guy has I guess this is a really early one.
The earliest print still sealed, a Super Mario Brothers in existence.
Oh, wow. Mind if I take a look?
Absolutely.
Sure. Oh, this is this isn't the shrink wrapped version. This is the sticker stilled version, which I don't know too much about, but I know these are pretty rare.
This one also happens to be an incredibly high grade. Even if the other ones are found, there's no way it's going to come close to this condition.
All right. How much do you want for it?
It's a piece of history. It's something that's hard for me to part with, but I would sell it for $1 million.
You see, I don't know if that's anything worth $1 million, but fam, that's worth a lot, man.
All right.
It's a lot of money for a video.
$200,
I agree.
you know.
It is a lot of money.
I know there's video game collecting going on. I know I've seen some recent auctions where I was sort of shocked when there's some video games sold for $29,000 just the cartridges. But I didn't know the market exists for six-figure games, much less $1 million game. From all my research, WADA is the company that
I'm thinking the same. I mean, millions of it too much.
So I'm actually going to go call them up and see if I can get one of their guys down here. I would really like to get their opinion. But no offense, I mean, I just never heard of a video game going for $1 million, and I just don't know if that exists or not. Okay, I will be right back.
Okay.
I think Mario hit him on the head with a pipe
Sometimes we just wish someone comes in the shop
so he
with something like fake and sell it to him and they get done over because some of the things they do, man, these guys.
Asking astronomical money on this one. This is probably the most significant piece of video game history that's ever passed through our grading company.
Okay, and he also said that this was the best condition?
Yeah, so what makes this special, there's a lot of different indicators. First, you're gonna see this sticker, so it's not shrink wrapped. It's from the test market launch of the NES, as far as we know, which was only in 1985 and 1986. No one even knew who Nintendo was. But back then, they were just another company. Once they started mass producing,
Nintendo was a card company before it was a game company.
Last on the shelves longer, which is also why seeing this in this condition is just it's a complete anomaly. This is the second print, and it's the earliest known. There's no other second prints or even first prints known that are still sealed. So we don't know the exact number of copies that were printed in the first test market launch, but we're estimating it's somewhere around the 10,000 print run. And how many of those survive sealed? One, as far as we know.
So if this went into an auction today, your estimate would be?
It's really hard to tell. It hasn't sold on the open market. As video games are starting to be viewed more as art and history, not just these relics of nostalgia, this is it. This is the one that started it all. It's got the trifecta. It's got rarity, it's got popularity, everyone knows Mario, and it's got significance to collectors. But with things like this, it's high risk, high reward. I know of firm offers that have been turned down at $300,000. It goes up from there. There's no ceiling, really.
Okay, I learned a lot today.
Absolutely. My pleasure, anytime. Good luck.
Thank you.
You ain't gonna get nowhere near $1 million, fam.
You were crazy. I'm literally a little bit shocked and a little bit speechless, but realistically, what do you want for it?
I'm asking $1 million.
There's a big business in these right here, and I just been looking into maybe getting into it a little bit, but I'm not going to get into it with this kind of figures to start with.
Yo, Beast, United are gonna pull it through, you know what?
So have a great day.
I have a feeling,
I learned
man.
a lot, and obviously I have.
You know
when
Social's job's on the line, fam.
Well,
you know
thank you
what
for your
comes
time. I
out the
appreciate
bag.
it. It's good to meet you, man. Thank you. I'm okay that no offer was made.
There's subtitles, right?
さて、それでは続いて
No
吉田さんお
subtitles,
願いします。
ですね、まあコメント僕の番な。
Fam. There's no subtitles, Moki, man. I expect me to watch this?
さて、それでは続いて吉田さんお願いします。
ですね、まあコメント僕の番なんですけど、ちょっとすいません。祖見からどうしても一つ皆さんにもう一個ねお伝えしたいことがあるということなので、sorry, one more comment from Soken for all players.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it...
My bad.
さて、それでは続いて吉田さんお願いします。
ですね、コメント僕の番なんですけど、ちょっとすいません、祖見からどうしても一つ皆さんにもう一個ねお伝えしたいことがある。
Fam is talking so much and the subtitles still stuck on there.
One more comment from Soken.
Okay.
For all players.
Yeah, no, it should be Yoshida-san's turn, but Soken-san has one more thing to say.
じゃあ、工事トランスレーションを。
Oh, okay.
ちょっとこう皆さんが見てる前でちょっと
Fam, there is no subtitles to this, man.
お伝えしなきゃいけなくてちょっと恐縮ですけども聞いてください。
Right. So I've asked for
Please
a few
listen,
moments
woo.
of your time today to talk about something
Perfume
about my
very
personal
concrete
life.
today. The surfing aboard pressing bar
何を言い
bleeding.
に来たかというと、
Wow.
皆さんに感謝を
Understood every word.
伝えに来ました。
So first and foremost, I'm here today because I want to thank all of you.
Oh, the guy in the back speaks English. Okay,
去
okay.
年のちょうど3月プライマルズ豊洲ピットでやるぞって言ってた頃なんですけども
I got you, Adrian.
So, it was about last year in March, right before the Primals had planned to do a concert in Toyosu in Japan.
まあちょうどコロナが流行り始める頃だったんですけど
And the coronavirus pandemic had just started to pick up.
非常に言いにくいんですけども、がんを患いました。
And I was diagnosed with cancer at that time.
で、皆さんには黙ってたんですけども、
And I didn't really tell anyone at that time.
実は、去年の10月頃までずっと病室にいました。
And so until about October of last year, I spent approximately 6 or 7 months in a hospital room.
で、何が感謝かと言いますと、その時もですね、腐らずにこう、お前は腐らずにやれっていうことで、社長と吉田直樹とこの上層部のメンバーが便宜を図ってくれまして、特別な体制を取ってくれました。
So thinking about how to use that time, I didn't want to just sit there and do nothing. And neither did Yoshida-san, and neither did our CEO. And so they worked it out so we could have a special arrangement while I was in the hospital.
そして変わらず接してくれたサウンドスタッフがいて、なんとかがんを克服できるかなってことだったんですけども。
And I also had a lot of support from my sound team as well. And with that, I spent those months trying to fight this cancer.
やっぱ抗がん剤という薬は非常に強力な薬で、ちょっと精神が参ってしまう時が多々ありました。
The chemotherapy, as a lot of you know, was really tough for me, and mentally tough as well as physically tough.
ですが、パッチ 5.3 ちょうど出して 2D エッジがちょうど出た頃なんですけども、プレイヤーのみんながシャドウブリンガーズを
Struggling in it to talk.
プレイして感動したと言ってくれて、励みになってがんを克服することができました。
And so I was working there in the hospital room very hard for all those months, and finally we were able to release 5.3, release the song To the Edge, and seeing the reactions of all of the players from around the world, it helped me conquer this cancer.
現在は、予後が良いということで、医者からほぼ寛解という形で、もうお前はステージに立ってこいと言われて、今日こんな感じで昨日今日とステージに立たせてもらいました。本当にこのステージに帰ってこれたのも、そこで後ろ向いてる吉田直樹と、それから昨日帰っちゃった社長と れから多くの人事の偉いさんと、それからサウンドのスタッフが本当に協力してくれたおかげです。
And so, I'm happy to say that I asked my doctor if I could go out, and he said yes, because the cancer, luckily, is in remission right now, almost in full remission. And that's why I'm able to stand here today, because of all the power I've got from everyone, from Yoshida Naoki, who supported me, from CEO and President Matsuda-san, who supported me, for all those great people in our HR department that made it possible for me to continue working and get through this and then return here in front of you.
そしてさっきも言ったようにプレイヤーの皆さんがプレイしてゲームをプレイして楽しかったよと感動したよって言ってくれた言葉が一番心に響きました。なので
And we can't forget that it's you, the players, and all of your comments and all of your love. That's what brought me back.
Man, I wish I could get into FF14, man. I played it so many times. I just find it so boring, man. I wish I could get into it, man.
And I realized through all of this that video games can really, heal.
Fact.
これからもいいゲームを作っていくように精進しますんで、皆さん楽しんでいってください。
And from here on out, I'm going to continue to give it my all to create great games for you guys.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Man, cancer, man. That's the thing, Moki, man. I tried,
吉田さん、落ち着いたら吉田さんの順番です。よろしくお願いします。Okay, take your time, and then it's your time, 吉田さん。
保健さん、開発にも言わなかったですもんね。
開発迷惑かけちゃうかなと思って。
そう。
Soken didn't tell anyone, even in the development team, because he didn't want anyone to worry about him.
気にして開発が滞っちゃったら大事な時が嫌だから。
It was very important for the dev team, and he thought that if he told them that would affect their performance, and he didn't want that to happen.
それで発注の曲数変えるなって言われた私の気持ちにもなってくださいよ。
So, I mean, now I don't, I made you create so many songs while you were in the hospital, and now I feel really bad.
でも一言言わせて。
Man was still committed,
それで仕事を腐らずに気を使わずに遠慮なくいつも通り発注してきてくれた14スタッフがいたからいつも通り俺は仕事をやれて日常に戻ってこれたんだ。
But it was because, I wasn't treated differently. Because you gave me the same amount of work, the same kind of orders that you always do. That made me feel like, it was nothing had changed, and that's what got me through this.
ソケンさんが病院にいて、私たちが開発にいて、ソケンさんが細かいタイミングの合わせできないから、トゥードエッジの感想の間にあと1秒空白入れてとか、ちょっと多すぎた、あとちょっと減らしてとかやってましたけど、ハマりましたね、無事に。
But all that back and forth about to the edge about trimming things 1 second so it will fit better with the cutscenes. All of that, we did with you, and you were in the hospital the whole time.
I'm hoping fam for 16 fam. That trailer that's first shown, man.
まずはソケンを帰り。
Some dude behind vegan stories on it as well, man. You know, it's in good hands.
持ってきました。ありがとうございます。本当に。
Thank you very much. I'm back.
迷ったんですよ。すごい迷ったんです。
It was a tough decision whether to talk about this or not.
でも、俺目標ねえとやっていけないからって。
But, if I don't have something to do, if I don't have something, Soken said, if I don't have something to do, then I don't have anything to live for.
頼むから直樹さんだけ変わんないでくれって。
So, don't change anything.
Damn, man.
辛いのソケンなのに。
It was the toughest for Soken. All of this.
開発にも言うなって。
Him telling us, not to tell the dev team.
でも闘病で痛回してても。
And even though he was in so much pain. And you know, and because of the coronavirus pandemic, no one can go and see him.
Look at that.
Why is he working so hard?
でも言うんだよ、そけ世界中でプレイヤー待っててくれるしって。みんな
Soken told us it's because the players are waiting for it. The players want it. And that's why we have to do it.
それで良かったって言ってくれるのが俺ががんと戦う最大の薬だから。
And the best medicine to cure my cancer is, you know, the cheers from the fans.
Yo, look at that. Yeah, the biggest like cheer to cure cancer is the cheer from the fans. Biggest way to
よくいろんなところで言ってますけど、僕10年前、10年ちょっと前か、まあこういうでかいキャプチャースタジオでもう一回 OT やり直すぞって300人ぐらいかなの開発の前に話をしたとき。
Okay, nature, calm down now.
So more than a decade ago, when I took over this team, I gave a speech in front of the.
We might have beaten our way out together. It don't mean like, you know, we're brothers and that. Calm down, fam.
And they all gave me very strange looks.
Man, I wish I could get into F14, Adrian, man. I don't like the whole flipping, you know, menu with all those like boxes everywhere, man. Like, it looks too confusing for me, man. Can't it be normal, like, and Final Fantasy how we know it to be, fam? I know it's made for PC, I'm aware, boys, man, but it's. I want to get into it, man.
His fist and said, "Let's do this."
よかった、戻って。で、絶対にプライマルズのステージやるんだって。でもコロナでファンフェスは中止になってきし、ライブもやらせてやれないし。
And then we got back and, you know, we were going to have another.
Yeah, go ahead, more Kifam.
Corona came, we had to cancel it, and
I'm gonna go stream till about 12 though, boys, so we don't have too much time. I know Shogun, fam, but maybe just not for me then, innit? Let's be honest, man.
I'm really sorry.
I downloaded it and deleted it like 3-4 times, man. Tried forcing myself to play, but I can't.
I think everyone watching out here is probably in extreme shock. We all are too.
ソケン戦って帰ってきたから、またみんなで一緒に次の冒険出れると思うし。
But Soken's back, and he's going to be ready for our next adventure.
ファンフェスとしてちょっとごめんなさい。締めの
I
コメント
remember
と
when I
して
went
ふさわしいの
to
か
see Nobuo
どうかわかんないで
Uematsu
すけど、
in real life, fam. When it came to London,
世界中の光の
man, I was sitting there, my mom was playing the Final Fantasy tune. Yo, I was like, yo, fam.
本当にお礼を言いたいです。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
I'm not sure if this is the right type of comment for the ending of the fan festival, but I just want to say I'm so happy that my best friend is back with me. Thank you very much.
Shogun, nah, I haven't, fam. Hold on, let me see what this tune, fam. I don't play like this. You send your pink on that. See this whole thing at the bottom, man. It confuses me, yo. I would love to get into this, boys. Trust me. Yo, Findo.